Good morning, Poet fans. Welcome to WCPoets.com for another edition of Alumni Feature Friday. Today's special guest is an alum from women's lacrosse, Nicole Yorba. Nicole, thanks for hopping on with me today.
Yeah, no, of course.
It's always great to see you, catching up, seeing how things are going. So I have a few questions for you today. First things first, how has quarantine been for you and your family?
Yeah, quarantine's been a little crazy, but I got engaged right before quarantine happened, and so during quarantine, my fiance and I moved in together. He got me a ukulele so I can practice doing that because it's something I've always been wanting to do. But I mean, everything has been going well so far, and family's been doing great.
Okay. And what are the plans for the wedding? Are you guys going to do like a winery, or are you guys going to be doing a different location? Any talk
Yeah,
about
I mean, we've always wanted an outdoor wedding, so I guess that plays in our favor for right now. But we were gonna do something in Montana, super small with just family, just because it's just wanting to make sure that everyone's safe and comfortable.
Yeah. Now, you graduated back in 2015. Take me through what you have been up to since then.
Yeah, so I got my degree in psychology at Whittier, and then after that, I ended up being an assistant coach for University of Redlands. I was there for 2 years, got my master's in school counseling. After that, I moved back home to Poway, and then I was a substitute teacher during that time, trying to get more experience in education. And coaching. I would coach middle school and high school, and then I got a job as an academic counselor, and so now I am doing that with a little bit of coaching still on the side.
Okay. So you've been busy, which is great, but you've also been able to continue coaching lacrosse, which is really exciting. One of the questions is, how was it, being a graduate assistant for a Hall of Fame coach like Suzette Sabati?
She is amazing. So she's so knowledgeable, super great, super successful. I mean, during that time, I think she got what award was it? It was like she was she was awarded I can't remember exactly the title. It was like one of the coaches of the year and everything. And her philosophy is it's always great to kind of see how other coaches handle certain things. And obviously her program's been so successful, and they've won several SCIAC championships and everything. So it was a really good experience seeing, that side of things, especially as an opponent, because I remember my last Redlands game, because they're the furthest away from us. I was like, I'm never going to have to drive here again. and then here I was working there and having to drive everywhere.
Of course. Now let's talk about your experience, attending Whittier College. How were you able to be successful, and how was it being a student athlete?
Yeah, so I mean, a lot of it, what's really great about Whittier is that it's just a tight-knit community. I mean, in your classes, you only have a few students, and you get to know your professors very well. And so being able to have that support from your professors, and especially them understanding that a good population of students are student athletes, they're willing to work with you and your schedules. And if you need to meet with them, like, they were there. And so we had that support, as well as from our coaches. Like, our coaches were always saying, you're a student first, that's why it's student athletes. So they were also very accommodating when we did have anything for academics, or our academics were also accommodating for athletics. So it was a really good balance to have that, especially having that support.
Of course. Now, you played under a couple of different coaches. You were recruited by Stacy Williams, short amount of time that she was here, but then Patricia Bonagura came in with Stacy Pasafumi as an assistant coach. What was it like seeing two different coaching styles?
Yeah, it was really interesting, just because, there was always so many things changing, and being able to experience those different types of coaching, just the way that they coached. I mean, it was always good. Those are some things where you can pick up things for yourself if you were to continue to coach and move on. And, there's certain drills or certain like concepts or aspects and everything that you can pick up, kind of keep it in your lacrosse bag, and then take it where, if you were to be a coach elsewhere or wanted to continue, that's something that you can utilize.
Of course. And you were coaching goalies with Suzette at Redlands.
Yeah, so I did a lot of goalie training. So I did work with goalies, and then I helped with defense a little bit, but I did do a lot of like individual, goalie sessions with those girls.
Now, during your 4 years, the teams that you were on compiled solid records. In 2012, you were 6-11 overall. 2014, you were 6-10 overall. Your freshman and junior years. The first year, your team beat North Central from Illinois, Pomona, Pitzer, and Redlands during that first time in that first year for you. And you were a starting goalie at that time, all 4 years of your career. But then your junior year, you put together a 5-game winning streak in the month of March. You beat St. Joseph's, Albion, North Central, DePauw, and Southwestern. And then you upset Claremont at the end of the year, which is a highlight, probably one of the biggest upsets in program history right there. But what made the team so successful during those couple of years and kind of during your tenure when you were playing?
Yeah. I mean, there's so many different factors. I mean, during those 2 times, I was coached by 2 different sets of coaches. That first year, that freshman year, I mean, we had a pretty hefty recruiting class during that time. I think everyone was just really excited to play. And I know that Emily Hammer was there, before before Stacy. And so we all were really focusing on just getting through everything. And I know Redlands we beat them during their undefeated season, which was crazy. And it was also their senior day. And it was a crazy game that we won. And I think that was in like overtime. And then with our junior year, that's when Trish and Stacy came in, and they really hammered down like conditioning, and because we were a little bit of a smaller team during that time. And so she's just like, all right, we're going to make sure that you guys are fit so that we're not getting tired out by teams who did have like multiple girls on the sideline, and it really paid off during that season.
Of course. Now, during your time, you put together an impressive career as a goalie, starting all 4 years. You were named first team All Sky twice. You were selected as a Sky All Sportsmanship Award, named IWLCA All West Region, and you compiled 711 career saves and a 44.4% save percentage. You're one of the top goalies in program history. What do you credit that to?
I mean, I think a lot of it is, the coaches that you're with and the support that you have from your team. We did have a really small team, but I mean, if I didn't have my teammates who were willing to work with me even outside of practice, because, 2 hours is never enough every single day. So I was one of those people that went on, doing extra time. And if I didn't have teammates who were supportive and wanted to get better as well, I would be like, hey, like, can you shoot on me? Because I'm a goalie. I can't shoot on myself or anything, and can't do too much without shooters or defenders or anything like that. So there were some times where, I relied on my teammates and my coaches, and they were all of my coaches and teammates were really supportive in helping me with, extra training and extra time.
Yeah. How was that team culture on those teams that you were playing on? Was it really a tight-knit community?
Yeah, we definitely were super close. I mean, I still talk to a lot of teammates still. And I mean, I was in one of our teammates' weddings, and, it's a really great, like, Whittier is so small, and you have those tight knit groups, and you still talk to so many people once you leave. I mean, I think I talk to my friends from Whittier more than, people from different stages of my life. And so, I mean, the culture with our team is we were really, really close, like off of the field.
Of course. And you were from San Diego, coming from Poway High School, very competitive program down there in Poway. But do you feel like if you did this all over again, Whittier again would be the choice for you?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely wouldn't change my college experience. I mean, I still have so many close friends, and I even talk to some mentors. Like even freshman year, you get paired up with, girls in your class, like they're all on your floor, and you have like this, freshman mentor, and I still talk to her from time to time. And I took some of her classes, shout out to Dr. Scott. She's awesome. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't change any of my experience.
Okay. Now, the last question I have for you, any words of advice for those athletes who are still attending Whittier College now, maybe how they can get more involved and, have a more enjoyable experience being a student athlete, maybe, or any future recruits who are looking at becoming poets and are kind of on the fence of, should I go to Whittier or should I not?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest advice is just to take it one day at a time and kind of live in the moment, because it is really easy to kind of get overwhelmed thinking about everything all at once, and making sure that you're doing the things that you're enjoying. So getting involved and joining certain clubs, or joining anything. I mean, I was a resident advisor during that time I was at Whittier, so I mean, there's still there's so many things that you can do, and just living in that moment and staying in present time, just because it really goes by quick. Like, I remember like our last game of the season, I was just like, wow, like that was my last game. Like, I remember yesterday being a freshman moving into my dorm, and now this is the last game that I'm playing. And so it's definitely making sure that you're present in the moment and just taking it one day at a time, for sure.
Okay. Well, Nicole, that's all the time we have with you today. I really appreciate you coming on to WCPost.com with me today. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no, of course. It was great talking to you.
Okay, great talking to you too. Make sure you stay safe. Again, congratulations on your engagement. That's fantastic news. And hopefully we'll be able to maybe see you back at homecoming one of these years coming up.
Yeah, no, totally.